Hi, I'm Catherine Lazorko, Communications Manager.
And I'm Maurice Jones, the Town Manager for the Town of Chapel Hill.
And we're joining you from Chapel Hill Town Hall to give you an update on the council activities from the month of January. And 2020 is already off to a busy start.
Absolutely, yeah, there's a lot going on.
So I know that the budget is now being discussed in very early stages. Can you give us a little bit of an update on that?
Sure, we'll be discussing with the council at their retreat just kind of general information about the budget and the budget process and what we'll be going through. We'll be talking to them a little bit about our 5-year budget strategy plan that we've been working on as a staff, and that we'll be talking to the council in detail about later on this spring and into the summertime. We'll have more of a discussion with the council about the 5-year budget strategy at a March work session, followed soon thereafter in May with the presentation of the manager's budget, and then the budget process begins in earnest with the public. We'll have public hearings and opportunities for folks to weigh in on the budget as we go to try to have the budget finalized and approved by the council in June.
All part of the process for considering the priorities of our community and identifying those, and one of which is climate action. And I know that is another topic that is being discussed.
Out of the budget process that we had last year, we had a really healthy discussion with council about where we wanted to go when it came to addressing climate change in our community and addressing some of the environmental needs that we have and issues that we have here in Chapel Hill. And so we budgeted a significant amount of money, $50,000, to put towards a climate action plan. We now have a consultant on board who is working with our environmental staff to identify what our needs are and how we can address those needs over the course of the next 3, 5, 10 years. And so that will be a really important discussion that we'll have with the council later on this spring and into the summer again. And
people will definitely be involved. I think I heard the term community engagement about a dozen times in the last meeting, so it's very much a priority for the council.
It sure is, and obviously a priority for our community as well.
Well, related to climate action, of course, is this 164-acre green tract that is also in early planning stages, but can you give us progress on that?
Sure. The council at a recent meeting approved a new resolution that is in alignment with the town of Carrboro and Orange County about the next steps in this process. And an important part of that is an environmental assessment of that green tract area to get an understanding of where it makes sense for us to develop, what areas we should be preserving, and then also the possibility of a school site within that area as well. And so that assessment will help us draw those lines and get a real good sense of where certain buildings could go and certain development can go in the future. And once that assessment is done, then we'll have a discussion with the community about what the assessment says and what the next steps are. And then in addition to that, we are also in discussions with Carrboro and Orange County over a memorandum of understanding of how we all work together on this green tract property in the future, because we all own pieces of it.
Interesting tract of land that is maybe unknown by some residents in the community, but undeveloped and really a huge opportunity.
Yeah, there's certain portions that are undeveloped, and of course it is an important area for the neighbors in the Rogers Road area. There's been a lot of work that's been done to try to address historical wrongs that have been committed against the folks there. They have been actively involved with this discussion and will continue to be in the future.
Wonderful. Well, we'll look for more on that soon.
Absolutely.
Another interesting item that came up in the last meeting on January 22nd was a new criminal justice debt fund. Can you give us a little bit about that?
Sure. This is a new initiative, a pilot program that's been brought forth by several of our council members working with a number of folks in the community to try to help lessen the load on ex-offenders who are coming back into our community or have been back in our community after paying their debt to society, who have a lot of fees and fines and those types of things that have piled up over the course of their history. And we're trying to help provide some relief to them so that it will help them kind of jumpstart their lives and give them a second opportunity and a second chance. And so the council agreed to put aside $20,000 as a pilot program that would be administered by our staff would provide support to a committee that would review applications for this program and would provide some funding to folks to help them during difficult times.
A very innovative example of Chapel Hill at its best. I think
a lot of folks are really excited about this in our community, and we'll see how it plays out, and we'll bring an update to the council later on this fall.
And I understand it'll be beginning immediately, and we'll be posting more information on ways that people can access.
It may take a little bit of time to get the committee up and running and then work on all of the logistics, but the hope is to get it started very soon.
Right. All right. Well, anything else for our viewers or?
Just stay tuned. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, as we mentioned before, for community engagement on a lot of different issues, including the budget, as we move forward over the course of the next few months.
All right. And more information can be found on our website. Feel free to give us a call or send us an email. Thank you.
Take care.